Have you ever read a scary story where the protagonist stays hidden and tries to escape danger instead of facing it head? Does it feel like the easy way out? Well, this story is going to be different. Here, the protagonists are college students who have to survive 10 days in the woods with a deadly beast hunting them. Let's dive right in. 10 days, one beast, and one survivor. The sun blazed as if the sky itself was having a picnic, painting the sprawling mountains with golden light. Laughter echoed through the vast forest as 10 college students, 7 girls and 3 boys, descended into the Pacific Northwest wilderness. Their faces gleamed with excitement and curiosity. These friends from a prominent university in the U.S. were on their annual college trip. It was a tradition, a test of friendship, a bond forged in the fires of shared experience. And this year's adventure promised to be the best yet. The group settled in a picturesque forest clearing, setting up camp amidst the towering trees. The girls, Emily, Sarah, Lily, Ava, Chloe, Grace, and Madison, were buzzing with anticipation. The boys, Ethan, Jack, and Noah, were equally excited. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they sat around a crackling fire, sharing songs, stories, and dreams. Hot cocoa steamed between them, adding a touch of warmth to the cool mountain air. They laughed, they teased, they told ghost stories that made the hair on their arms stand on end. They roasted marshmallows to gooey perfection, creating s'mores that tasted like pure, unadulterated joy. It was a perfect night, or so they thought. Day 1, the exciting departure. The next morning, sunlight dripped through the leaves like liquid gold, setting dancing patterns on the forest floor. The air was crisp, invigorating, carrying with it the sweet scent of pine and the promise of adventure. After a hearty breakfast of pancakes and bacon cooked by Sarah, their self-proclaimed chef, the group set out to explore the wonders that lay ahead. The day was filled with the joyous chaos of discovery. They splashed in the icy waters of a nearby lake, their laughter echoing across the mountains. They scaled moss-cored boulders, feeling like giants surveying their domain. They trekked through thick undergrowth, pushing aside hanging vines like explorers, charting unknown territories. As twilight painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, they returned to camp, tired but exhilarated, ready to share stories of their adventures around the campfire. That night, as the flames crackled and popped, they exchanged tales of daring feats and close calls, their voices growing hushed as the darkness deepened. Little did they know that this peaceful moment was a mere reprieve before the forest would turn against them. Day 2, the first sign. A chill wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it the unsettling sound of rustling leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. The morning after their fun-filled day of exploration, they woke to an eerie silence. Breakfast was a somber affair, the previous day's exuberance replaced by annoying unease. The vibrant laughter had been replaced by strained smiles, the carefree chatter by stilted conversations. As they went about their day, each small sound, every snapping twig and whistling wind, seemed to amplify their fears. That night, when Noah stepped away from the group to fetch water, a blood-curdling scream tore through the stillness. The group rushed to his aid, their hearts pounding in unison. But what they found was a pair of torn clothes and blood-soaked ground. Noah was nowhere to be seen. Day 3, fear sets in. Fear had taken root, spreading its icy fingers deep within their chests. The vibrant colors of the forest had dulled. The playful rustlings of the wind had become sinister whispers. The comforting sounds of nature had morphed into potential threats. Deciding that staying in one place was inviting more danger, they packed up and moved deeper into the forest, hoping to find solace in the seclusion of the trees. But the forest offered no solace. Each step they took seemed to lead them further into a labyrinth of shadows and silence. And then Madison vanished. Day 4. Helplessness. Now only 8 remained. Emily, the natural leader, gathered everyone. Her voice, though shaking, was firm. "We're dealing with a predator," she said, her eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. "Possibly a mountain lion. And it's hunting us. One by one." That night, Jack awoke to a noise outside the tents. A low growl that seemed to shake the very ground they were camped on. Without waking the others, he grabbed a flashlight and stepped out. Moments later, they heard a terrifying scream. Only the flashlight was found. Day 5. The panic. By now, the group was teetering on the edge of panic. They moved to a valley nestled between sheer cliffs, hoping the beast couldn't reach them there. But the rain that followed them was a constant reminder of their vulnerability. Sarah, their cook, known for her sunny disposition and delectable meals, went behind the tent to gather firewood. She'll never return. Emily and Ava found Sarah's scarf snagged on a rock, and beneath it, more blood. Day 6. The trap. Only 6 remained. Ethan, Ava, Lily, Grace, Chloe, and Emily. They decided to take drastic measures. Using barbed wire, they set traps all around their camp and lit a perimeter with flickering torches. But the beast proved too cunning. It didn't attack from above where the traps were set. Instead, it came from below, clawing its way through the soft earth. It dragged Chloe from her tent without a sound. When they reached her tent, it was soaked in blood. Chloe was gone. Day 7. Lily became mentally unresponsive. Lily, the gentle one, the girl who always saw the best in everything and everyone, became unresponsive, staring blankly at the ground, her eyes devoid of their usual sparkle. Grace, known for her quiet, strength, and wisdom, tried to comfort Lily, but she wouldn't speak. She just stared into the distance. At dawn, Lily was missing. Bloodstains trailed from her tent to the forest, but there were no signs of struggle and no screams. The beast was toying with them, relishing in their fear. Day 8. The sacrifice. Now only 4 remained. Ethan, Ava, Grace, and Emily. They huddled together for warmth, their faces drawn and haggard, their eyes hollow with exhaustion and fear. Ethan, usually boisterous and full of life, the adventurer of the group, finally broke. "I thought I was tough," he whispered, his voice cracking, "but this is hell." That night, when the creature attacked, Ethan charged out into the darkness, his scream swallowed by the hungry forest. He knew what he had to do. He was their best chance to buy some time, to make the beasts think there was still prey worth hunting in their camp. Day 9. Desperation. Grace and Ava were broken, but determined. They remembered an old hunter's cabin nestled on the cliffs overlooking the valley. It was a long shot, but worth a try. They packed what little remained of their supplies and made the dangerous hike. On the way, the beast attacked again. Grace pushed Emily ahead, yelling, "Go, don't stop." Ava stayed back to fight, but she was no match for the lion's ferocity. Emily ran, the screams echoing behind her. Day 10. Vengeance. Exhausted, bruised, and utterly alone, Emily stumbled upon the abandoned hunter's cabin. Inside, she found a rusty shotgun, a few arrows, an old hunting knife, and a can of kerosene. The beast was still out there, waiting, watching, circling, knowing she was alone. But she wasn't defenseless. She limped into a clearing and smeared herself with mud and fake blood, then waited. Night fell. The silence was suffocating. Then branches snapped. A low growl. And finally, a monstrous roar. The lion emerged, massive, with jagged scars and eyes that glowed like embers. It pounced. Emily rolled, firing the shotgun straight into its left eye. The beast howled and thrashed, bleeding but not dead. It charged again. She flung the kerosene, doused its face, and struck a match. Flames exploded across the creature's fur. It shrieked, flailing madly, crashing into trees, trying to tear off the fire. The stench of burning flesh filled the air. It charged one final time. She fired the last shot into its heart. It collapsed, burning, twitching, screaming, and then silence. 2 days later, local forest rangers found a girl near the base of the mountain. She was unconscious, holding a crumpled photograph of 10 smiling students. She had lost everything: her friends, her innocence, her sense of security. But she didn't give up. She lived. And the monster that hunted them was no more. This is a story of friendship, fear, survival, and vengeance. When pushed to the edge, even the softest heart can become a predator. So, tell me, what would you do if you were in Emily's shoes? How would you survive 10 days in the woods with a deadly beast stalking you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more thrilling tales. Until next time, stay safe and keep adventuring.